Ayo, Chiksua here. So today we are going to talk about how class combat really works and also what cosmetics are actually the best, or how to find out which cosmetics should you upgrade and which you should use. So yeah, we are going to jump into the video after the intro. So guys, I think based on my thumbnail, you guys have seen already what my class combat is. And first of all, I want to show you guys that I'm not cheating. I really have the 241 class combat. And yeah, so now let's talk about how to figure it out. So first of all, I think a lot of people are thinking, because I got that wrong information at the beginning of the game as well, that class combat is determined by attack plus HP plus defense divided by 3. I mean, if you hear that for the first time, it might be like, hey, it does make sense, but it's completely wrong. So if a unit is geared up, so let's say here, this unit, right? So first of all, what gives you class combat? In general, the ult level. So I think this is something what a lot of people know. Every ult level gives 400 class combat, and yeah, so basically that's why you are getting 2000 more class combat if your unit is 6-6. Another part is also the passive unique. So the unique passive gives you 500 when you awaken, and of course, like when you do other stuff to increase stats, automatically class combat goes up. But how exactly? So now we are going to talk about this, right? So first of all, no, we should go into gear first. So we are talking about gear. So we are going from top to bottom. So in general, of course, for the most class combat, everyone knows attack, defense, HP gives the most. But how much exactly? So the attack pieces in general give you 100%. So basically 100 attack gives you 100 class combat. Pretty easy. For defense, it's 80%. So 100 defense gives you 80 class combat. Here it's 20%, so the same, right? In 100 gives you 20 class combat. Pretty easy. But now we are coming to the harder part. So the harder part is it always going to be worth it? So first of all, resistance in general is always better than full defense. I'm not 100% sure how the math works, but in general, I think if you have common gear with 30% resistance, it's going to be even better than full UR gear with 15% rolls. This is something I'm not 100% sure of, but I think you guys should know that when you are using rare gear with resistance in the middle, like I always recommend to use in the middle, you guys have probably noticed that the units are much more tanky. It's just because the resistance is absorbing much more than defense. But for class combat in general, obviously defense is much better. So if you want to start and stuff, but let's say you are using Pierce, what should you do? Of course, if you use Pierce, you go second anyways, right? Unless you use Sisyphu. So depending on what team you use, and if you think, hey, I go second anyways, just put resistance, because resistance is much better. And this is something what a lot of people unfortunately don't know. And yeah, so now talking about the main topic about this video, about cosmetics. So I think every one of you guys know, okay, there are a lot of cosmetics, but a lot of people are very hesitant. Which cosmetic should I upgrade? So, I think we just start with the outfits here. And as you can see, I have my cosmetics upgraded already. And yeah, for defense, based on CC and stuff, it's pretty easy. It's pretty simple. All the stuffs which are on the defensive pieces have the same value. So everything, so crit resistance, crit defense, resistance, and crit resistance, they all give 4 class combat. It doesn't sound much, but if you have it on every unit fixed and stuff, it still adds up. And also, let's say, hey, Zedrus, there are 2 units who are like that, who share the same costumes, or Daddy share 2 costumes. A lot of people, like Hauser for example, besides of attack, he's sharing 3 costumes. And yeah, so here basically for class combat, it's just the higher number. So I always count as value, like here for example, hey, this one has a value of 7, right? Because everything is the same, it doesn't matter. But let's compare to this. This has a value of 5. So of course, I know that, so for example, this one only has 4 resistance, but resistance is always the best substat. And also I think I don't really want to make the SSR ones to UR. So in general, like for utility, I think this one isn't good, but this one has a better value. Now coming to the attack. The attack is also pretty easy. So here coming to the part how we figured out, it's going to be for HP as well. So here, for example, the attack pieces have either crit damage, crit chance, and pierce. Crit chance gives 5 class combat, while crit damage gives 2.5 crit damage. Pierce also gives 5. So what I do is I count 1 crit chance or 1 pierce as 1 value, and crit damage as half value. Of course, if you have problems with math and for you it's easier, take crit chance as 2 value and crit damage as 1 value. So for example here, this one has a value of 3. So crit damage, in my opinion, has a 0.5 value, which makes it to 2. But depending on the units, of course, it's a bit different as well. Let's say here like this. So obviously this one is worse, but those two, for example, they have the same value. Even though this one is 6, it only has 0.5, so it has 2.5 in total, 2.5 times 6 in total, so it has a value of 3, while this one has a value of 3 as well. I hope you understood that. I'm not sure if I explained it very well, but yeah, the same goes to the cosmetics. So in cosmetics there are like recovery rate, lifesteal, and regeneration rate. And here it's the same. So lifesteal and regeneration rate gives you 5 class combat each, while recovery rate gives you only 2.5. So here we do the same thing. So recovery rate is only 0.5, which means this has a value of 2.5. But we only have 5 cosmetics of our Z-Risk anyway, so it doesn't matter. So maybe we should be moving onto a unit who has some more. So like this, Merlin shares a lot of stuff, right? So here, what should you do? Okay, I haven't upgraded anything yet, but here, let's say we have to compare to the UR stuff. So regeneration rate has a value of 1, which means it has a value of 7 here right now. So let's say here we want to see those. So those have a value of 4, right? It's 3 for recovery rate, 1 for regen or lifesteal. So let's say like this one has a value of 3. No, this one has a value of 4 as well. Never mind. This one has a value of 4. This one has a value of 4. So recovery rate has a value of 3.5 instead, right? Which means if you can't afford it, buy one of those two, change it out with this one. No, change it out with this one, because this one is unfortunately a bit worse than the other ones. But of course, if you have a UR already, you can also just max it. So yeah, if this video or this guide was helpful, guys, and you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and also check out my Twitch channel and Discord as well. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and peace out for now.